U.S. made. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, you were sharing prior to the start that you were diagnosed after that physical, or at some point in your follow-up, that you had elevation of your PSA. Please explain.
Yeah.
And really quick, what is elevation of your PSA for the listeners out there like me that don't know what that means?
So that is the marker or enzyme that is elevated in people in whom we suspect prostate cancer. So it's
Okay.
called prostatic specific antigen. For people 50 and under, it should be typically below 4.0 nanograms.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So, as per decade of life, it can go up basically another half to 1 point. So by 60, you should really be below 5.0.
And you're at 7 now?
Yeah, maybe even higher. So I was originally diagnosed 6 years ago. I went in for a routine physical, and I'd never had any. I didn't know because nobody had ever pointed it out before, and my PSA was, I want to say, 13.
Yeah, it's extremely high.
Very high.
Yeah.
And I was,
Again, normal, no more than 4.
and I was 54,
Yeah.
and they basically said, you need to go to a urologist right now,
Right.
kind of thing. And
Right.
so I
And there's no
did.
family history.
My
of-
grandfather had it, but he very late in life, not early
It's a
onset.
slow cancer
yeah,
in
it's-
most.
Yeah, and they basically they told me that all males get it,
Eventually.
and just usually something else
Right.
gets you, not the prostate cancer. But if you get it early,
Usually it's the
Yeah.
heart.
Let me say two comments on the aside.
Yeah.
Number one, COVID infection can increase your PSA.
oh,
Yeah. So I'd be curious to find out when you were diagnosed, number one. Number two, in African American populations, it can be a far more aggressive cancer at an earlier age. So doctors need to have a sort of higher sensitivity and threshold for checking at-risk populations. So what year were you diagnosed with an elevated PSA?
yeah, I think it's 2017.
2000. So
Yeah.
prior to COVID. Okay.
Prior to COVID, and I went through a treatment protocol that entailed brachytherapy.
So initially, you had a
Reiki?
biopsy, brachytherapy.
Brachytherapy.
Oh,
I'll
brachy.
explain.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you had a biopsy. You went to see the
I
urologist.
had a biopsy, and
They put you on antibiotics for a little
Yes.
while. They said, hey, it's not prostatitis.
yeah, my Gleason scores were 8s and 9s.
8s and 9s,
So they're
okay.
like, we've got to do something
Yeah.
about it.
So
Now,
high risk for
Yeah.
spread.
And the interesting thing at the time was nobody really quarterbacked it. They kind of left it up to me,
Yeah.
which was almost unsettling in a way. So I went and I saw a surgeon to have a prostatectomy,
Yes.
and then I also went to a radiologist.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
When you talk to the surgeon, did the surgeon, I don't know, he or she, it doesn't matter, explain that there are nerve-sparing prostatectomies versus regular prostatectomies so that you don't have erectile dysfunction as a result from severing the nerves?
Yes. Yeah, that was that was a concern, obviously.
Because I've seen guys that end up with a bag,
Yeah. Right.
right,
Yeah.
as a result of a
Sure.
prostatectomy.
Right.
Yeah. And-
So, you go from being a vital guy at 50, 55, where the world's your oyster. You've done everything you wanted. You're very happy. And, the more there's a correlation between the more golf you play and the higher the PSA. I just made that out. It sounds good, huh?